OJ got that juice.
I pray to God he me through all that I'm going through, and I put that on my daughter so you know it's true. The ones who get under your skin, they be the closest to. Intentionally with malicious intent, they be provoking you. Hiding secrets amongst fam ain't what we supposed to do. Patience is a virtue, what my time ain't got too slow for you. My creativity ain't been making enough dough for you. You think I'm jealous cause you doing what you supposed to do. I work way too hard to still be second guessing. How many real, how many loyal, that's my second question. I don't believe you once you cross me and reject progression. My daughter mean the world to me, my talent, that's my second. But all I got still, I ain't trying to be 40 out on the block still. Still gang banging, running from cops still. That's real fucking backwards, nigga, that's not real. No, that is not real. I ain't no flunky or no junkie, I don't pop pills. I want this shit more than niggas already got deals. This been my dream since a youngin' playing with Hot Wheels. You downplay my situation cause that's not real. Introduced you to mini plugs, feel like you took them and ran. What's the point of a poker face when you done looked in my hand? I've been at it longer than you, I ain't no rookie, my man. And that's a fact. They wait until your back against the wall, and once you struggling, like they don't care about the problems you've been juggling. I came up from the bottom from gang banging and hustling. So many turned their back on me, I probably never trust again. I swear this ain't no diss record, right hand up to the Lord. I'm just speaking on this beat, but we don't speak about on them calls. We family before anything, motherfuck it all. I'm feeling like Wheezy, nigga, damn I miss my dog. I don't care about them other niggas, but you my brother, nigga. One of the few that could say mommy to my mother, nigga. When shit get hot, I'm right there jumping in that oven with you. We was Martin and Will, two bad boys, look, arguing still. I tested you many times, looked at your heart and it's real. You know me, I'm your Brody, your motherfucking homie. But the way shit been unfolding, it been burning through me slowly. I don't know what else to say now. You been fucking with me since the sandbox in the playground. Getting money with me round the globe, that's how we play round. Sacrifice it all for my dog, 10 toes, how we stay down. They wait until your back against the wall, and once you struggling, like they don't care about the problems you've been juggling. I came up from the bottom from gang banging and hustling. So many turned their back on me, I probably never trust again.
I don't know if y'all noticed, but I had to do a whole lot of rearranging. The wires were all over the place.
Yeah, they do look more tame than they were before. This is true.
Y'all can hear us now. Rewind selector.
Testing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can y'all hear us? What's going on? 1, 2. Well, all right, they hear us. All right, we gonna start all over, man. It's 2 Oxtails and an Empanada, man. We missing Oxtail, but we gonna keep this motherfucking show going. Y'all know the shit, man. But usually we do ladies first, but I'm gonna speak first, man. My birthday was this Thursday. I turned 42. I'm happy, man, and I really want to shout my wife out, man. She surprised me, man, and she made me happy, man. She gave me a surprise party. All my family, homies was there, man, and I was very happy, man. sometimes we take granted when you got somebody that ride with you, man. You have your ups and downs, but oh God, take for granted. But sometimes you take for granted when you have someone that ride with you, and you have your ups and downs, your small arguments and your disagreements. But when somebody really fuck with you and they show you they love and they ride with you through thick and thin, you have to appreciate it and you got to celebrate it. So, Joanna, I appreciate you and I love you, man. And when I come home, man, I'm going to eat them groceries. Go ahead, Angie.
You're right when you talk about when people love you, because it's very rare.
An opinion of Uncle Paulie is not those of 15 minutes of fan radio.
No, but it's true, because sometimes people just take it as a word. They make it an accessory, but it's really an action. So that's definitely what's up.
Word up, man. How was your weekend, Angie? Talk to me.
My weekend was interesting. Again, if you've ever followed the show, if you've ever watched the show, you know I'm always telling people to do certain things when it comes to their children. And I'm here to tell y'all, you need to check your children's phone. Find out what's going on. Do not be their friends, and have no problem with calling other parents and letting them know what's going on. Now I have to say these things. I'm going through it right now with my youngest daughter. I'm just trying to get it right. And it's very interesting because, like you said, when we were younger, we were wild as hell, but we didn't have the power of the internet and social media. So now it's just getting to a level where it can become very dangerous. We have talked about plenty of situations up here on this show, on this platform, about young children getting hurt when they put themselves in the wrong situation, predicament. So to all the parents out there, check your children's phones. Find out what's going on, because you'll be surprised what's happening right under your nose.
Well, I'm going to say this to my little nieces, man, because Angie is like my sister. Uncle Paul going to come holler at y'all, man. You going to come over and chill with Aunt Joanna and Uncle Paul. I'm going to cook y'all something and we going to build.
Because if you don't, you're going to get your ass beat.
Yo, Angie.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yo.
Hey, Tyler.
What up, Tyler? Now, we ain't going to get into what happened with her daughter, man.
Salute to you, hip-hop.
Word up, man. Thank you for everybody that's tuning in. So let's jump right into this shit, man.
All right, well, let's just talk about all of the things that's supposed to be all-American like apple pie. Miss Skylar Richardson. So I don't know if you've been living under a rock, then you probably didn't hear that she got away with murdering her child and burying that child in the backyard.
We got the video. He gonna play it right now.
All right.
Facts, Tyler.
Keep going.
Facts, Tyler. And not to get off apple pie, but he's right. Most parents makes excuse when they find out who their children really are. It's not my child, it's their friends they hang around with. And no, man, my wife said something to me, and a lot of times, man, we make fucked up decisions in life, and the first thing we do is we blame it on the devil. And it ain't the devil, it's the decisions that we've made, man.
Absolutely.
And we have to hold our kids accountable also, but we're going to jump into this video right now.
Apple pie.
Apple pie.
I'm forever sorry, and I'm so sorry.
After more than 2 years, the case against Skylar Richardson came to a close. A judge sentenced her today to 3 years community control supervision for abuse of a corpse.
Yeah. This comes after a jury found her not guilty of the 3 other charges yesterday, including aggravated murder, involuntary manslaughter, and child endangerment.
And 9 on your side's Josh Bazan is live right now outside the Warren County Courthouse, where we heard directly from Skylar Richardson for the first time today. Josh?
Craig, Kristen, Richardson apologized in court today for upsetting so many people. She also apologized directly to the family of the baby's father. Before delivering his sentence, Judge Donald Oda also spoke directly to Richardson, saying she is still to blame for her daughter's death.
But I think that your choices before birth, during birth, and after show a grotesque disregard for life.
Judge Oda said today in court he believes if Richardson made different decisions before and on May 7th, 2017, her baby would still be alive today.
In all of this mess that we have with this case, I think what often gets overlooked, Ms. Richardson, is just how precious life is. Your life, Annabelle's life is precious.
Richardson's father asked the judge to let his daughter come home as soon as possible so they could help her address an eating disorder and take care of her health. Richardson took a moment to say she's sorry.
I can sometimes be selfish, but I would like to think that I've become better in the knowledge that I've upset everyone and hurt so many people with what I've done. And I'm forever sorry, and I'm so sorry.
Tracy Johnson, the baby's paternal grandmother, says losing that child changed everything for her and her son.
But now instead, every May 7th, I don't get to have a birthday party for my first grandchild. Instead, I get to send her balloons to heaven with notes telling her how much her daddy loves her, how much I love her, how much we all love her, and how much we all wanted her.
The Johnson family did express interest in getting control of the baby's remains. The judge decided those remains would go to the Richardson family after they promised to do a proper burial and allow the Johnson family the ability to visit the gravesite. On top of the 3 years community control supervision, the judge also sentenced Richardson to 7 days in jail, but credited her with time served, allowing her to go home with her family today. Reporting live outside the Warren County Courthouse, Josh Bazan, 9 on your side.
Josh.
Now, I have to say this. What she did is horrible, and it stems to what I always say. Men have no rights. Okay, Uncle Rod, you feel some type of way? Go ahead. Go ahead.
She got 3 years probation.
Probation.
That's too much. Why so much probation for killing a kid and burying it and all that? That's a lot.
You know why?
And they only gave her time served for 7 days in jail. They should have gave her a little more than that.
A little more?
Yeah.
Dog, Uncle Rob.
She only killed the baby.
She only killed.
That's all she did. And then what did she do with the baby? She buried the baby or some shit?
And burned it, all
Come
of that.
on, man. That's all she did. They gonna give her 3 years probation because of that? Come on, man.
You playing.
Come on, man. You goddamn
You're being sarcastic.
Because this is fucking horrendous. How the fuck do you get 3 years probation?
Apple.
Niggas is doing 20 years for fucking having a nickel bag.
It's bigger than Nino Brown here, Miss Hawkins.
You know what? It's all around fucked up. But I heard it, but I didn't hear it, so I asked Angie to repeat it. They said that her family is going to have a funeral for the baby.
And will allow the father's family to attend the service. The father's family.
Allow.
The father's family requested the remains. So first of all, let's just break all this shit down. First of all, lawyers ain't shit. We know that. Mm-hmm. But she had some good motherfucking lawyers because because it had to be the lawyers are the key. The judge used the word grotesque in this shit and gave her that sentence. That means that there was some type of situation.
Who was the jury?
Oh, there was a jury of her peers.
And the reason why I say that.
There was a jury of her peers.
The reason why I say that, I just went through jury duty.
All right.
The week before last. And I honestly thought I was going to be on the case. I always wanted to be on the case. And I sit there and I look at, they went through everybody, they figure out how you're going to go.
Yeah.
They had to me, the prosecutor and the lawyers both had to be on the same page.
Well, they usually are because the prosecutor has to agree to give the bitch 3 years probation.
But usually the lawyer and the judge have already had some level of agreement. The prosecutor comes in and they know what it is and everybody gets down on the same team. First of all, let's just be realistic. If this young lady had an eating disorder and all this bullshit, was that recorded during her fucking pregnancy? Where are the fucking receipts? And this is not even making
What does the eating disorder have to do with it?
It doesn't have anything to do with it. But what I'm saying is her lawyers tried to use that as a reason, the reasons of why she did what she did. I don't agree with none of this shit.
You know what?
Understand that.
I'm sorry, Angie, and people might not like what I say.
Okay.
But Vega Vlogs, we on the same page.
Let me see, because I can't even see.
She's go ahead, mama. She's white. This is America. She was a young teenage cheerleader, And they got her off.
And let's
sorry.
And let's not forget, she's not just white. She's the special type of white, which means she gets away with things. She's blonde. She's blonde. I'm telling you.
Even her apology.
Her apology was fucked.
I hope they tear that motherfucking funeral up.
And did you see?
I'm sorry. If I'm a family, that's my kid. Yo, you know how many people out here, and I don't mean to get deep. You know how many people out here would love to have kids?
Absolutely.
Are trying to have kids.
Absolutely.
And can't have kids.
Yeah.
How far along was she?
Oh, well, I know the baby, she had gave birth to the baby.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, this was a baby.
This is a baby. It wasn't no fetus.
No, this was a baby. And before we even, I offer my condolences to the Johnson family, who is the family of the father. I think that this is just completely fucked up. And again, because
murder.
This is a perfect example of white privilege in this fucking country. And I know that it's a shame that we have to always make things a race issue, but I know for a fact, if there was a woman of color that would have done that shit, they would have buried her under the fucking jail.
Same judge, same jury.
Everything. You know what I'm saying?
3 years for assault.
3 fucking years. And did you hear her say?
You did 3 years for assault.
And she said.
And she murdered.
3 years probation for murder.
No, what she said was, I know I'm selfish sometimes, but I'm hoping that I learn from this experience.
That young lady was. Oh, he's saying Europeans are not white. They are not American. I am.
All right.
All
right.
I'm not even getting.
That's a conversation for another day. But we know that this young lady looks like she come from the Caucasus fucking caves, okay? It's just what it is. And the reality of it is that there was an innocent baby's life who was lost, regardless of race, because that's not what we hear about. When I made that statement, it wasn't for that. There was a child's life that was lost. It was pre-fucking meditated because she went and destroyed the remains and buried them shits. Okay? Now, you're right. You have sometimes people go off. You got temporary insanity. That wasn't the fucking case. That wasn't the case at all. Lil Debbie knew what the fuck she was doing.
So the baby was delivered.
That's right.
At the hospital.
Absolutely. She came home.
She goes home.
Mm-hmm.
And she burns the baby. And kills the baby.
Mm-hmm.
To get rid of evidence, buries it, all of that. Probation.
And she has a father that got some fucking money who begged for her to be fucking released.
Salute, no.
So now you talking about a young lady that comes from a family that does not believe in holding self-accountability. I love my daughters.
Yo, I made a mistake in my life.
I would never
And they was trying to give me 5 years. And what I did not even touch a shoestring of what she did. And I ended up getting the PTI program, thank God. But what I'm saying is they was about to destroy my life, yo. Mm-hmm. And this lady killed someone and got 3 years probation.
And what happened to quality of life? That child's life wasn't, what the fuck? You know, as a mother, period. And again,
aren't they charging people for having abortions too late or something now in some states?
Did you? Yeah, but did you hear what they said?
Oh my God, I can't think of the state. Go ahead, it'll come to me, Angie.
But did you hear what they said? They said to her, they said that she should have made the proper choice before or after her pregnancy, which means that's a subconscious way of saying you should have got an abortion,
right?
Or she gave the baby up for adoption, or gave the baby to the father. That's what I took from that. So when we talk about abortion, they gave her the motherfucking option in the courtroom.
The right to take that baby away from that father.
That piece of shit.
If that father would have killed that baby, he would be in fucking jail.
Absolutely.
Period.
And then did you see his family? They are fucked up over there. And they couldn't even... All right, this bitch didn't even get to be put behind fucking bars. And they couldn't even get the remains of the baby. They gotta come to the funeral of these sick motherfuckers that pay for these good-ass lawyers to make this good-ass deal to make sure that their precious little baby who supposedly got a fucking eating disorder, fuck her and that eating disorder, home.
It's an eating disorder.
That's why I said fuck that shit. You don't like somebody so much, kill yourself. This is the one and only time I would
disorder. She's a fucking successful billionaire.
She is.
Fat motherfucker, skinny motherfucker.
That's how you talk about her.
Skinny motherfucker. Ain't that an eating disorder?
It sure is.
Come on now, she's a fucking billionaire. That eating disorder don't fucking make you a killer.
It doesn't. And you know what? Oprah goes in her garden and makes collard greens. She don't bury babies.
I'm not blaming the lawyers, Tyler. I'm blaming the system. And if you can't understand that, it can't be explained. What's next, Mama?
All right. Now we're going to move over a little.
I'm sorry. That's why niggas be copping out, taking pleas, because they scared to go to fucking trial, because they'll get buried in the fucking trial. And here you got these fucking white lawyers getting fucking people off like that. That's sad. The judicial system sucks.
Message.
That's sad. Yo, this is gonna fuck me up for the rest of the night, because I can't believe that they let her get off.
You ain't let apple pie get off. But you know what? Because we all a little angry over here. So we're gonna move over into a little trans area. And we kind of want to talk about a man who identifies as being Filipino, even though his race is Caucasian. He is transracial. Let's talk about him.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Uncle Rock can pull that video up. That right there.
It's a tuk-tuk. They use them a lot in the Philippines. Whenever I'm around the music, I'm around the food, I feel like I'm in my own skin. I'd watch the History Channel sometimes for hours. Whenever it came to that, and nothing else intrigued me more, but things about Filipino culture. I think if you're unhappy with who you are and you change yourself for the better, and that makes you happy, go for it. But I would never say it was a privilege to be unhappy with yourself all the time. Well, the funny thing is I had to make sure that it wasn't just me, because if it's just me, then there must be something wrong, or maybe I'm just strange. So I created the group in hopes of getting our message out in a bottle, and people started to join. People started to message me about their conflictions with themselves. I believe that we all have the freedoms to pursue happiness in our own ways. We can pursue intimacy with whatever partner we want.
So I just want to let everybody know I agree with him, and I feel as though, and I'm letting the world know that I identify.
I just muted his mic. I mute his mic, everybody.
He agreed with
still hear him.
Hold up, Uncle Rod. I need the world to understand this. I don't know. I identify as a white rich man with 4 wives.
Okay.
I'm a multi-billionaire. Joanna is my first wife, and I have 3 other wives. I haven't found them yet, but I have 3 other wives. And I identify with, I think she's going to accept it and not kill me. Get the fuck out of here, yo. I just don't understand.
Dave Chappelle just fucking touched on that shit.
Yo, dog, it's
hilarious.
It's crazy, yo.
I think now, because as a country, and we have so many choices, and everything is like a fad, like out with the old, in with the new every 5 seconds. You have people literally at home that are thinking of things just so that they can become a part of something. He sounds like somebody that probably never had fucking friends, didn't understand why that they couldn't kind of interact with him. He might have played with a Filipino little boy or little girl. Maybe they were kind to him, and he said, "This is where I belong." So, to all of my brothers and sisters that get pulled over by the police,
telling you
let them know that you are a trans white person. Okay?
Let's see how that works out. Let's see how that works out.
And you let them know that you do not appreciate what they are doing to you.
Yeah, it's like me coming out and saying, changing my voice and everything. I feel as though I'm a country bumpkin.
Yeah.
I was born with a redneck. I'm like, yo, dog, I just don't understand.
And what he said was, he realized that it couldn't have just been him, because if it was just him, now listen to what he said, if it was just me, I would have known that it was something wrong with me. So he found a group of crazy ass folks that need somewhere to belong, and they said, you know what? I'm trans Filipino too. Isn't that
so? What happens when people start saying I'm trans Rockwaller? And starts walking around with dogs and sleeping with dogs.
Shitting in the middle.
Just shitting in the, yo, petting and, yo, dog.
And you know what? They better be fucking respected, because that's how they feel internally. And you know, it's real interesting that, you know, we're laughing and everything, we're touching this, but I have another topic that I would like to kind of talk about that has something to do with trans. Okay? And I guess this community is bigger.
I was singing a song.
Oh, okay.
Trans,
Trans.
Europe, Express.
So, if you know who Malik Yoba is an actor who was on a very popular 90s sitcom called New York Undercover. I love the show. I watched it. Did you watch New York Undercover? Everybody liked New York Undercover.
What was her name? She was
The Spanish
The
chick.
Spanish chick. It was kind of
we
like
all wanted to smash that.
it was kind of like the ethnic version of 21 Jump Street.
But you know what, though?
But Holly Robinson was
He
on
was
that.
undercover for real.
He was
though.
undercover for real, and we did not know then. Okay. So let's talk about this. There was a young man named Maurice Willoughby who actually committed suicide a couple of weeks prior to this whole situation coming out. Now, what the story was, he was dating a trans woman and he was being bullied and he was being attacked by people for being in love with a trans woman, and that supposedly it was too much for him and he killed himself. But the trans woman came out and said that that was not actually the case. This young man was dealing with drug use already, and he actually threatened to kill himself and her. She left him, and I guess maybe the depression, the drug use and everything, the young man decided to take his own life. When this story came out, I guess it probed Malik Yoba to admitting that he is attracted to trans women. Now, before I go any further, Malik Yoba still identifies as a heterosexual male. He said it should have nothing to do with genitalia. He's attracted to women, period, or people, period. So he was really upset about the situation. He said he was going to go into DC in March to kind of like do a march and kind of just talk about trans rights and things like this. So now the interesting thing is his ex-wife and mother of his 2 children was like, well, this is interesting that you decided to come out and talk about this before you even talk to your fucking kids about that. And I've always fucking supported you and knew what you was about back in the day. So she was very upset about that. And wait, it gets better. Then the trans community came out and said, hold the fuck up. Don't be sitting here acting like you down for us when you used to be messing around with kids that were 15 and 16 years old that were in this community. And if anybody knows about the LGBTQI and A community, then you know when they are young like that, a lot of times they don't have places to go. So they will walk the strip because they are trying to make money. You know what I'm saying? And so you have a lot of powerful and successful people that will come out on the strip to take advantage of them. And Malik Yoba allegedly happened to be one of those people. So the trans community is like, all right, we hear you, but you need to shut the hell up. So now what's happening is he actually went on to the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne and Angela Yee and DJ Envy. And I gotta tell y'all, I attempted to watch this video. First of all, I felt sorry for the 3 of them. They were so fucking confused. They were afraid to say anything. They didn't want to offend anybody. So when he came up there, he brought a trans woman by the name of Carmen Carrera, who happened to be on RuPaul's Drag Race. And then he brought another gentleman up there with him who happens to be in charge of some type of LGBTQIA coalition.
What the fuck is the INA?
Thank you.
Okay, so I can stand for intersex. Now, if you don't know what an intersex...
They just added that shit on
Well,
last week.
no. Before we go, have you ever heard of a hermaphrodite?
Yes.
Okay, so a hermaphrodite is an individual that has been born with both sexual
Literally
organs.
born
Literally.
that way.
Now, what happens with an intersex individual is that some of them are born with a reproductive system, which means that they are women. Some of them are born without a reproductive system. A lot of times parents at birth will, give out the option to, go yay or nay on both sides, depending on what's going on with that individual. And again, that is not their fault. That's how they were born. And,
that's different.
And, it is what it is. I'm still looking into that because I don't want to be ignorant and say the exact wrong term. So I'm still looking into that. But
you're not ignorant if you don't know the term of something that was fucking created.
Well, that's why I'm saying I'm not
yesterday.
going to.
You're not ignorant.
Okay.
Fuck that. Don't do that to yourself.
Okay.
You know what got me upset with the guy that he had
Great.
come on the 105.1?
Oh, until you saw it.
I saw small snippets.
All I saw was a piece when he was checking the shit out of him and making him,
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get it right. Let me say it
Right,
the right way.
right.
Fuck out of here.
What I saw when he said that doctors have been getting it messed up for
Thank
years.
you. See, we're on the same
Now,
page. I was going to say that.
The problem I had is you have this doctor that has went to school to be able to birth and do all of this thing. So he's saying that when a baby comes out, the doctor is getting it wrong when he says that it's a boy or a girl.
Right. What he tried to say is that the doctor is the one that assigns the gender to the child, and we're not giving
or the pussy assigns the gender.
Absolutely. And so when you try to actually
Am I
downplay,
really getting loud and angry tonight?
no, it is what it is.
You know what it is, and I'm sorry, Angie.
That's okay.
We come into the world, and I said this to somebody at the job because he said, "Paul, it seems like." I said, "No, I don't have a problem with someone who wants to be with a man and they're a man, or a female that wants to be with a female and she's a female."
Right.
The problem that I have is if I don't agree, and I know that you've been a man all your life, and now you're saying you're a lady. If I don't agree with you and say, "Hey, I'm not calling you a female," or "I don't think you a female," or "I'm just not going to entertain it because I don't want to disrespect you and I don't want you to feel disrespected.
Right.
So I'm just going to go ahead and go my way, you go your way." Now I'm the worst person in the world. I'm homophobic, and people don't understand that phobic or phobia means that you're scared of something. I'm not scared of you. I just don't agree with what you have going on.
Right.
And the problem that I have is there's an agenda being pushed, and it's being pushed on people to accept something that they might not agree with, and I don't think that that is fair.
Mama named Gerald, I'm calling him Gerald.
So now, what y'all would really be surprised by is that the trans community kind of has the same feelings that y'all have. Everybody in the trans community does not agree with what's being said or what's being projected out here. They just feel like we don't want to get murdered. We should feel that if we want to work and have a job, that we shouldn't be discriminated against that. And the way I look at it is this: people should be able to do whatever it is that they feel. If you're not harming me, who am I to say you don't belong there?
No,
On
I
that
totally
note,
agree, but
right.
don't come and try to change fucking
Right.
laws.
But you'll be
and
Thank you. That's
Right.
all
shit that
But
to
you-
adjust
look
for
at the
you.
store.
Now that's wrong.
Look
No,
at the
I
store
agree.
owner who was a Christian. Okay?
that talked about they didn't want to make the cake for
They
the.
didn't want to make the cake. He had to go to court. They was trying to make him lose his joint. He was getting death threats. He was getting all of these things.
He shouldn't. He should.
Because he didn't want to make that type of cake. He has the choice to not want to make something he doesn't. That's like right now, I own a cake store, and the Klansmen come in and say, I want you to make a cake that says I hate all niggers and kill all blacks.
No.
And I say to him, I'm not making that cake. So can he take me to court and say I'm discriminating against him now?
He shouldn't be able to. They attempted to do that to that guy,
Come on,
and
man.
and that was wrong. But what I'm saying is,
Getting out of control.
when
It's
you
getting too much.
when you watch the interview, this is what my main concern was. When you watch the interview, you had a heterosexual man. By the middle of the interview, he didn't know what to call himself. He was almost so afraid.
Malik?
No, Charlemagne the God was like, he said he was heterosexual, but they were throwing so many different terms. No, seriously. They were throwing so many different terms and cisgender and this. And he's like, you saw all three of them like, and this is Angela Yee, Charlemagne, and DJ Envy, like, oh shit, like there's so much lingo or different types of language that they don't understand. And what happens is that community wants to make everything about them. So if it's like this, I don't have no problem. I don't think you should be murdered. I don't think you should be discriminated against.
No.
It's just like if I'm being a black woman and I get attacked by the police officer but just because of my fucking race, I want you to have that same empathy for me. Why is it's only important when it's geared towards your community?
Fact.
Where you take it to the point where you almost take it and try to put it towards actually like being a fucking race. Like we want to put being gay and being black, and this is bigger, right? And this is bigger than just being gay. We're talking about the trans community. So we're talking about individuals that feel that they are something else on the inside and they want to live their truth. And like I said, I get it. Their life has not been fucking easy, but it's not right to put it in an umbrella as such as civil rights or just being fucking black in America. Because if that's the case, we can all sit down and fucking cry. What I don't like is when you have a man that's out here speaking up for this shit, screaming that he is heterosexual. It has nothing to do with genitalia. You are fucking confusing people. Now, if you like fucking trans women, then you like trans women. You cannot say, well, I like all women. Because when you have sex with a woman, she doesn't have the option to fuck you in the ass. Sorry to say it, that's just what it is. Okay? And I don't like that aspect because they're pushing it out to young children that don't really know what they are. You have a large amount of young adults between the ages of 10 to 16 right now. If you ask them, have any of them had a sexual experience with the same sex, they'll probably all tell you maybe once or yes, because that's something that's being fucking pushed. I don't like agendas.
On TV,
and
in the movies.
Absolutely.
Every fucking sitcom has a gay person on there now.
And I
get and all that shit.
Right, and I get it. It's nothing, and no one's trying to hide nobody in the closet. I have family members, you know what I'm saying, that are part of that community. I have best friends that are part of that community. So it's not even about me saying, oh, this is wrong and that's right. But it's about stop with the fucking agenda. Malik Yoba, you're with the fucking agenda. I don't know what the fuck you're trying to do. I don't like it. I had to get off of the interview. I was so confused. I was scared. I'm like, I don't know. I felt so bad for those three hosts up there. You know they were fucking scared.
This is the first time that I honestly didn't have to say anything because you said it all. And you're usually looking at me like I'm the bad guy.
It's rejuvenating to have a woman speak the way you're speaking.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women, they all for that shit. They think that shit cute. You know what I mean? They don't understand the agenda is wrong.
Well, hold on, Uncle Rob. No, not even they son.
Or their daughter.
They think it's cute. Wrong. Until they check their man boxes and realize he got doo-doo in front of his drawers.
Oh my
God. and that goes to that damn.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Now it ain't funny. Yeah.
And again, I can't stress the fact of how much I am not discriminating against the community at all. I'm just saying.
It's crazy that you even have to say that.
No, it's not about that I have to say it. I want to say it because I have people in my family and friends, and I have no problem with that community. But I can see when there's a fucking agenda being pushed. Malik Yoba went on that fucking show and said, I am a heterosexual man, and then looked at the guy from the coalition like, right? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, right? And then he says, well, Carmen Carrera is such a good friend of mine, and, you know, I just wanted to talk to her. Damn it, you're attracted to her. I watch RuPaul's Drag Race. She's a very feminine sounding and looking. She identifies as that, and I have to respect that.
Identify as your motherfucking daddy.
Oh, Lord.
So call him daddy.
You call me daddy.
Word up.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right,
so for now on, you call him daddy then.
That's how you address me.
Can you address him? Let me hear it.
Not doing that.
My
daddy is dead.
Why you addressing me?
So you trans daddy now?
Yes.
Yes.
Y'all not gonna bully me.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't trying to trans daddy.
That motherfucker's a dude.
All right, y'all hear it. Y'all heard it here first. Uncle Rod's a trans daddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
From now on, everybody address me as
daddy. Yo.
At least all the women.
All the women. Yeah, let's get that situated.
Yeah, but I and then on top of what I really don't like about this is that you've had people from the trans community say that him, along with other people, actually were taking advantage of young individuals that felt they had no choice but to go out.
He worse than R. Kelly.
Right, so we ain't even going into gender or anything. Those were children in that fucking street. And you can't sit there and say that it's not true, because of course he did a video like, oh, it's not true. Da, da, da. It's too many of them saying it, Malik. So many of them saying it. Your ex-wife ain't fucking happy. You didn't sit down and talk with your fucking kids about this shit, but so before you came out and did this shit, so you're embarrassing them. And then there's a video surface about you was in some type of play and you were dressed up in full fucking drag without a wig and you was talking like this and all that shit. Talk to your like this, like talking like this and all that. Talk to your fucking kids.
So yeah, there was a rumor.
He used to be a sex symbol when he was on New York.
He did with
the women loved that.
Until we kept noticing that he had that dry mark around his mouth, and he kept saying that it was eczema. Now I think it was something else.
Yo, he said. I can't even go. Yo, next subject, yo. Yo, let's next subject. Yo, you funny as hell. Son. Next subject, yo.
All right, y'all. So like, all right, let's
jump into your let's jump into your, hold up, because I haven't said this in 2 weeks.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard of Starbucks tea. Mm-hmm. You've even had Dunkin' Donuts tea.
That's true.
But you've never, ever had Angie's tea. Dangle.
You know what's sad about this? I'm actually not used to this shit at this point. But yes, guys, so I want to give y'all a little bit of tea. So for all the ladies that was still looking to try to get pregnant by Fetty Wap.
The mouth. I'm sorry.
That's hilarious. I heard a ring around a Rosie, but not ring around the mouth.
It was ring around a Rosie too. But for all the ladies that's still looking to have a baby by Fetty Wap, I'm sorry, ladies. He's off the market. Fetty Wap has recently got married. Okay, he tied the knot with his new girlfriend. Her real name is Leandra Gonzalez. Very beautiful sister.
How was they able to see eye to eye?
They did something. Baby, won't you come? I'm not doing it. So no one knew about the couple until the MTV Video Music Awards. And that was when he kind of was part of the Jersey set on the MTV Music Video Awards. It wasn't confirmed until some people was like, well, who is this young lady that we keep seeing him with? And somebody just asked if they got married. She said, yes, they did. They just recently tied the knot about a couple of weeks ago. I guess this relationship works because he kept it out of the limelight. I want to say congratulations to him. But in other Fetty Wap news, his alleged baby mother, Alexis Sky. If you don't know who Alexis Sky is, she is an IG model, as well as you can see her on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood.
I didn't know he had a baby mother. Baby mother. I didn't know he had a baby with her. I mean,
well, the thing was, when she got pregnant, she was dating a guy named Solo Lucci, who also happened to be on Love and Hip Hop. A lot of people was like, well, we don't know who the baby father is. Fetty Wap still decided to kind of like be around and be there. And he was also there when she gave birth to the baby. Now, the baby was born premature, so the baby had to stay in the hospital for quite some time. Baby Alea is home with her mother when her mother is home, because we've seen some of her antics. If you follow the show, you know she was out there doing some type of party when they was doing the cucumber challenge, and then she dating this big time gang member boyfriend. They got pictures of him choking her and all this shit. She like it. I love it. Anyway, Fetty Wap was up there talking about all of his baby mothers. He gave them a shout out. He said that they're taking good care of his kids. He respects them. And then someone brought up Alexis Sky, and he said, even though I love baby Alea, she is not biologically mine. Damn. So I don't know what's going on with that, because supposedly they said that there was a paternity test in place. But Solo Lucci took the paternity test, and they said that he was not the father. So I don't know if Fetty ever actually got it or if he didn't, but he's saying
we need Maury.
I'm gonna say we need Maury. Now, supposedly she went to court and she's demanding him to take a DNA test. But from what I see of Fetty as a father, whether I'm looking at him on the Shade Room or online, he is very much involved in all of his children's lives.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean.
Oh shit!
But Nook Conda is hilarious. He said, I can't see Fetty being tied down. That's hilarious. And shout out to the homie Smoke for tuning in right now, man.
201.
Word up, man.
You.
I love you, T. I love you, man.
Well, they must have saw eye to eye. But all I know is Fetty is...
She in the building. I see you, baby.
What's up, Yoshi?
Same battle rap, baby, but good to have you.
Right now.
Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome.
We appreciate you.
Thank you. So we don't really know what's going on with the situation. So then, of course, Alexis Sky, everybody was like, oh, shit, you know, she ratchet. She about to say some shit. She talking about out of respect for her new relationship, she's going to leave things in the past. That sounds like to me like a chick that don't know who the father of her child is, and she don't want to get further clowns. I don't know. But I'm going to follow this story for you because I find it to be a little interesting. So, moving along. How fucked up is it that you still got to work even when you dead? Whitney Houston's hologram tour is set to debut in the beginning of 2020. She will start out in Mexico, and she will eventually go over to the United States.
You gotta work when you dead.
How?
It's just hologram.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Because she's going to be set in the United States in fall of 2020, but she's set to start the tour in January of 2020. Let's see. I just want to kind of just make sure I get everything
T,
clear.
what up, you black motherfucker? We see you in there.
So what it's actually called is
fucking Smokey. Nigga got me calling you T.
Wow, Yoshi said, I hope they do that with Prince too. I never got to see him in concert.
They probably, you never know, because, you know, it depends on who's in charge of his estate. Now, we know who's in charge of Whitney's estate. That's Mrs. Pat Houston, who's married to her brother. Okay, so I don't know what's going on with that. They must need some coins, and they're gonna have her all over the place.
So is she gonna be getting high off the hologram code drug?
Oh no, I would hope not. What they're saying is they're gonna have dancers and everything, and they're gonna actually have the late Aaliyah's choreographer to actually get the dancers set up. And I'm trying to see, did I put the name of the tour? Because let's see.
Yo, shout out to fucking Angie. Angie has, y'all don't understand. Like, Angie literally has a fucking book.
Yeah, they don't
This is not
understand this
paper.
shit.
This is not your little spiral
It's
notebook.
called.
This is a whole fucking novel. Like, this book, it looks like a book that you buy in Barnes and Noble.
It actually did come from Barnes and Noble.
Shit.
You know what?
Shout out to Angie for fucking just.
You know what?
So,
I have to throw this out there. Fuck Angie's book. I have a book next week.
And it's called.
And it's pretty too. That's the sad part.
It's pretty. It got glitter. It's got glitter on it.
And shit on it, motherfucker.
So the title of this tour is called An Evening with Whitney. And so
That's nice.
And that is nice. And we love Whitney Houston, and we loved her music, and she definitely made a mark on the world. The only thing that I'm kind of worried about is this because the estate needs money?
I would think so.
Right, because I would hope that, you know, why you can't just rest in peace? She worked all that time, and now she her ass back out here come January. And she's not even alive. You know, now when they said something about Prince, I really don't think that.
I would love to see him like in a hologram. Ow! And do that was my man. Yeah.
Did he get all his shit? Because I don't think
Prince did.
owned his shit.
No, Prince did get all his shit a couple of months before he got
I'm not gonna get into it, but
before he died. And his brother was the one that was in charge of the estate, and now he's going to.
Now somebody just went too far. Because I'm the one that's supposed to be running for president. They said Trump 2020 and.
Wait, don't put me and that name in it. No.
Prince does have a mean blouse collection, but
he damn sure do.
But what we got after
and
the
some
tape?
good boots. Oh no. Let's see. I think I have one more piece for you. Oh, so we want to talk about Issa Rae. So if you don't know who Issa Rae is, Issa Rae.
I like that show.
I do too. She has a show called Insecure. Love that show. But if a lot of people don't know that Issa Rae is a writer as well as a producer. So they're saying that she is set to start working on production for a new Set It Off movie. Now, we got to think about it. Set It Off was one of the most underrated women flicks of the times.
No.
I said one of.
No, I'm not going to let you sit there and disrespect that and say underrated. I'm not.
You know why? You know why I say underrated?
Why?
Why the hell Queen Latifah ain't getting no big ass award for that?
Wait, listen to me. Fuck them awards, because there's too. Listen to me real quick, Angie.
All right.
There's too many people out there in shows and artists that should have got awards that didn't get awards.
Smoke, I'm gonna kill you.
So it ain't about the awards.
Okay,
fuck the awards.
You said fuck the awards. All right, fuck the establishment.
When people talk about so-called top 10 hood movies.
That's right.
And I'm just talking about our community.
Y'all know them. Y'all know the movies.
Yo,
Chris Rock should have got a fucking Oscar for New Jack City.
Yo.
I ain't never seen nobody play crack. Him and Sam Jackson.
Sam Jackson, and Halle Berry could play the shit out some fucking fiends. But you know, come on, somebody.
But Set It Off is in the top 10. No. In the top 5.
I love Dana.
You can't say Set It Off in the top 5 of hood movies?
No.
Name the top 5 real quick.
Now you see how they.
I'm sorry, Angie. I'm sorry, Angie.
Number 1 hood movie.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Number one, I'm listening.
Scarface.
Ooh.
That's not even a hood movie.
What?
But I'm going to let you have it. Scarface. Go ahead.
Listen to a lot of fucking drug dealers.
Okay, that's why I said I
That's right. That's right.
Mentioned when we saw Scarface.
Yes, he did, Tyler. He did have a drug problem.
That's why I say you can have Scarface. Scarface. No, it's number 2.
5 Heartbeats.
What's number 3? No, let's for number 3.
And why are you bugging off my list?
What's number 3?
Boys in the Hood.
Okay. 4.
Menace to Society.
5.
It's not Set It Off. Give me a minute. Hood movies.
Hood movies.
Belly could be there. It's Belly. You know what? I'll go with Belly over Set It Off.
I go with Set It Off over the 5 Heartbeats.
Oh, they
we
going
talking
in.
about hood shit.
About gangster shit.
Yeah.
Shot us. Ooh, that was my shit too.
Yo.
Paid it full.
All right, they in the top. They
paid
paid it full. You know what? That's all I'm saying is they in the top 10.
First of all, shout out to the viewers, because y'all putting in the movies right now.
Yeah,
Yes.
they putting in the movie. Yo,
Friday.
you know what? I heard.
Superfly.
Yeah, Tyler said it can't be. Nigga said Purple Rain.
Yeah,
Purple Rain is my shit.
But when I see what you said. You talking about gangster.
Gangster hood. That's why I said hood movies. Not because my mother won't watch Set It Off but she'll watch Color Purple, Purple Rain. So I'm talking about hood shit.
Friday's a classic.
Friday's a classic hood shit.
Okay, but
and it beats out Set It Off.
Yeah.
All right. So, New Jack City. Why did anybody say New Jack City?
Yeah.
What's wrong with
My bad. So
I just referenced it earlier.
Scarface, New Jack City.
Absolutely.
Boys in the Hood.
Ooh, yes.
Menace to Society.
Okay.
Nigga, who else do we say? Friday.
Oh, we can't forget Dead Prez.
Dead President.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good
Belly.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
See, Set It Off.
Shout out to our viewers right now. Y'all the real MVPs. Y'all doing good. Into D.
Yeah.
Baby boy.
Yo, he said, mama.
Oh, shit. Juice.
Yo.
Word.
Can we just give out a round of applause to just being black?
Too deep.
Yo,
Our
Into
movies
D.
are
Yeah. Colors. Damn.
See, it's so
All
much.
right, I'm sorry.
And
Hey, Latif, I tried to fuck with you, baby.
But listen, y'all. So this is what's going on.
Damn.
So do the right thing. Shit. Shout out to y'all, yo. So this is what's really going on right now. So some people are excited and they're like, okay, this might be a good thing, and some people are very upset.
CB4.
Harlem Night. Come on, y'all.
I'm sorry,
y'all. The viewers.
Okay, that's it.
I'm sorry, real quick. You remember the chick when she
Harlem
opened her...
Nights. Yo, niggas, stop it with the comments, y'all. Y'all killing me. Andrew's not gonna be able to finish.
But remember CB4 when she laid on the ground and she was like, oh, whoop with a leg. All right, go ahead, man. You shot me in my pinky toe. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Angie.
So this is the thing. You got some people that are saying, okay, this is really good. They really like Issa Rae. They think she might be able to bring something fresh to this movie and maybe talk about the plight of black women versus the money and the violence that was in the original movie. And some people saying, fuck that. Leave that classic where it is.
I agree.
Now, the real interesting part, because I've been hearing a lot of people saying, who would play Queen Latifah's part of Cleo? And a lot of people are saying that they would like to see Young M.A. in that part. And I'm sorry.
Whoa. Can I say something?
I'm kind of feeling that.
Whoa. Listen to me.
I'm kind of feeling that.
Can I say something? You're saying whoa, right?
Whoa.
You're saying whoa. Now,
Ooh, the Wiz.
The reason
hey,
why-
KT,
the reason why people say Young M.A., right?
Love it.
Because the way she carries herself and the way she walks around.
Right.
But what people don't understand.
They don't understand. Are you being trans white right now? Understand?
Yeah, understand.
All right.
Is that
What they
acting,
wilding.
acting
It's different.
is not something that people think acting is. It's not easy. And I remember I was supposed to be in a TV show. Won't get into it, but I was studying and learning that part in acting. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
So even though she might be able to play the part and she looks it.
She looks the part. Can you play?
But can she play the part?
And you know what? I'm glad that you said that, because she was interviewed on Hollywood Unlocked, and people were talking to her about that. And I like how humble she is. She was like, if they going to redo that movie, they got to do it. They got to do it right. She's like, even if it's not me, whoever they choose, they got to make sure that character can be in that character. Now, one thing I will say about that particular character, in my opinion, and I love Queen Latifah on different levels of acting, but I never seen her feel so comfortable in a role.
You could see that.
Yo, she was home.
She was, yes.
Yo, she looked at Shorty like, you understand? Yo, dog.
And as well as all of the other women, you had Kimberly Elise, Vivica Fox, Jada Pinkett.
Training Day. I hit
my
tooth on the
Training
mic.
Day. See, y'all wildin'.
You just live here.
New Jersey Drive.
All right, let's stop.
Above
the rim.
Jason's lyrics.
Damn.
We are, as a people, we are the shit.
Yo, Tretch was tearing her ass up in that alleyway,
yes,
too.
Yes, the fuck he was.
Yeah.
And Lord knows.
Oh,
I'll
wait.
never forget that.
Damn, Angie, I'm sorry.
Shout out to Tretch. He actually just recently got married to his longtime girlfriend, Miss Cicely. I can't think of her actual last name. And they were also on VH1's Couples Therapy before, but very happy to see that. And I think that just happened about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So you know what, Tretch? We're going to give you a shout out for that. But we ain't going to lie, goddammit, that scene was serious in that motherfucking alleyway, Lord.
Yeah.
Between him and DMX and that belly scene. Ladies, if y'all out here, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. That shit was real.
But what we got next, Angie? Come on.
Let me see. I think okay. So I think I'm almost done with my tea. Right now I'm gonna have more information for y'all next week. I'm just gonna leave y'all with this. We're gonna move on. It's a sad day to be Kevin Hart. I'm just gonna leave it out there like that. There's a lot of things going on.
You
with Kevin
can't
Hart.
do that.
Nah, I have to. Because I gotta do more investigation. All I know is
I'll give you that. You don't want to talk about shit.
Yeah.
Doing nothing.
Right. I got some good shit for y'all. I got some stuff, but I'm gonna just hold that off to next week. I got you.
All right.
That's it for my tea.
So yeah, let's give it up for Angie's motherfucking tea, man.
That shit was on the money.
Yeah, it was on the money, man. You know what? Real quick, man. I want to say this, and I'm not taking no shots at anybody. But Angie, I appreciate you. You've been rocking with me and sticking. We be going through our ups and downs. Yeah. And you know, right now, Smoke and everybody, a lot of people have been asking why Smoke hasn't been on the show. And I have to throw it out there. Smoke has had an opportunity to dance in Las Vegas. So he's been dancing in Las Vegas. That's why he hasn't been here. Yeah, he's a trans dancer. So Smoke will be back soon, but right now things are doing really well.
They saying you in a pigeon coop, so
yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. Damn.
But yo, Angie, I appreciate you. You've been rocking with me through the ups and downs, and I'm not giving up on this show, man. I love the show. And Uncle Ra, I want to just say this too. I thank you for the opportunity. I thank you for working with us and going through everything. No, seriously, man, because I met Uncle Ra. I've known Uncle Ra maybe going on 2 years now. I don't know.
That long?
Yeah, it's been going on. So I don't know Uncle Ra like that's my uncle. I grew up. I met him, and I can honestly say Uncle Ra's like an uncle. He tells me when I'm wrong. He tells me when I'm right. He tells me what, and he works with me. So you know, this show is growing, and it's going to get where it's going to get. I believe that in my heart. But I just, you know, when you have people that rock with you and deal with you, and I think us as people sometimes we don't say it. I respect you and I love y'all, and I thank you. So I just wanted to say that before we went on the next topic,
and
man.
She has been such a fucking essential part of this show.
Word.
Like the shit you bring to the show is just.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Word up. So I just wanted to say that, man.
Well.
We had a couple of little bitches on the show. Now we got a woman on the show. It kind of balances out all the little bitches that was
Hey, Evans.
I ain't call y'all.
Hey, Evans, listen. Hold on. Evans, I like that joke. It's a good joke. But Evans, what I need you to do is just send me a picture of you and then give me 3 minutes and I'll tear your ass up every time. I promise you. I do that joke and shit. Go ahead,
now.
Tear his ass up.
So now we're going to move on to some more American apple pie. We're going to move on to Miss Felicity Huffman. So now, if you don't know who Felicity Huffman...
She's doing these transitions.
Yeah.
American pie.
But Felicity Huffman is a very popular TV actress. And she recently, I don't know if you kept do you have a video for that?
No, I don't have that one.
Okay. If you caught our show, maybe I say a month or two back, we kind of talked about her and we talked about the other lady from Full House. They were part of a college admissions scandal where they were actually paying the admissions team of that college X amount of dollars so that they can actually boost their children's SAT scores up. So, on Friday, Miss Huffman got sentenced to 14 days in jail for the cheating scandal, where she paid $15,000 in an effort to boost her oldest daughter's SAT scores. She also received 1 year probation, 250 hours of community service, and a $30,000 fine. Prosecutors were originally looking to place her in jail for 1 year. Now, currently, there are 19 other parents that are still facing charges, and that includes the lady, I can't think of her name right now, but she's the one that's married to Uncle Jesse on Fuller House, who since has been fired from that show and banned from Netflix.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Why did she get fined and go to jail?
She got fined because she paid $15,000 to the college admissions team to boost up her oldest daughter's SAT scores, which means she's not that bright.
She's not what?
Bright.
So what did the college admissions board get?
Oh, but we haven't heard of that yet.
All right.
Can't find nothing about that.
But don't get me wrong. What
Absolutely.
she did is fucked up.
Listen.
But when you're privileged, I mean, we've all wish we could have buttered our kids' teacher and let the nigga pass.
You know
or
what?
whatever, but...
I'm going to keep it 100. I don't have a problem with what she did.
Okay.
As a parent.
Right.
Because we all try to push our children forward.
Sure.
And if we can do anything to make our children excel, we're going to do it.
Tyler, I don't got $15,000, but I got an edible arrangement or something.
The problem that I have is that you've had, and I don't know, you know what? I am talking race. I don't care what the shit y'all talking.
All right.
You have black people and Spanish people.
Absolutely.
Who have done the same exact thing. You had the mother who was homeless that was living in a certain district, put her kids in another district, and they gave that motherfucker 5 years in jail.
5 fucking years.
They had another lady who did the same exact thing like her, and I forgot how many, I don't want to lie, but she did a couple of years in jail. So when you see people doing the same exact thing that we're doing, but they're doing even worse. They're doing even worse.
I got you.
That's where I have the problem, and it shows that.
Why are you locking somebody up for
trying to better their children?
Because
wrong is wrong, but to put someone in jail for 5 years and then it goes back to what we was talking about earlier.
Right.
And then you have a female that kills her baby, burns it and get rid of the evidence, and you give her 3 years probation and she does 7 days in jail. As a black man, as a black female, as a black man, you spend whatever, you have to sit back and say, wait a minute, why is the system different for me and not for them? And Tyler, I'm sorry, just give me 1 minute, Angie.
Okay.
And Tyler, I don't want to hear that bullshit with you got to get a lawyer and shut your mouth. Because I know a lot of dudes who hasn't said a motherfucking word in court. Not one word. As soon as they got locked up, they said, get my lawyer. That was the only conversation they did. And right now, they still doing a jail and time. So it's not that. A lot of this has to do with your class and your color.
Well, I think...
Period.
I witnessed that today.
Come on.
Well, in this particular case, I think it has more to do with class. And the reason why I'm saying that is because she might have got those 2 punk-ass weeks in jail, but you see, on top of her paying $15,000, they charged her $30,000. See, a lot of times when it comes to certain crimes. If you have the money to pay for people's time, you have money to pay for the court's time, they'll let you catch that. They charged her $30,000.
OJ did it.
Okay, she has now the 250 hours of community service. That's just like a little bit of, I mean, right. But I feel like there's a little icing on the cake. And what I will say to this is this. Because they asked me a question. They said, would you do that to bribe your child or bribe like a teacher or something for your child? Now, I have witnessed parents do shit like this. Buy edible arrangement. Butter the teacher up with gifts during Christmas. And I'm in the education field.
Directly, that's
indirectly, like, this is what I can afford. And here you go. I want to give this to you because we know little Johnny gives you a hard time all year. I'm going to give you a little Calgon. I might even give you a little a gift certificate to the Red Lobster. What can you do for his final grade? So I'm not saying that I think
you can't say that. Now then it becomes bribery.
Right, to the Red Lobster.
Did.
That is what she did.
That's what she did.
But she did it within her financial bracket. She had $15,000 because you got to remember, Felicity Huffman is also married to a man who also is a TV. They're TV stars.
I'm sorry. Hold up.
All right.
You usually the comments don't get to me.
Who's Malik Yoba?
But.
Somebody just created.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Malik Yoba.
Don't attack the black woman.
You know what? No, he said that for a reason. Because you have a guy in here.
Ring around the lips.
You have a guy in here saying that black women destroys the black man and all this other stuff. But you know what? I'm not gonna give him the time. Keep going, yo.
Oh, okay.
Keep going. Go ahead.
All right, and again. It is what it is, but we're not even talking about that right now. We're over here talking about, is it right for parents to be able to bribe people so that they can make sure that their children are successful? Do we think that it's right?
Ahead.
Right.
It's the people taking the bribe. That's the illegal
And
part.
I'm with you. I feel that the person, now, if anybody doesn't know, I'm a director of admissions for National Career Institute located in East Orange, New Jersey. I'll get to that later. But the reality of it is we have certain standards that we have to uphold. If anybody of my team would have went and took money to try to make something work for a student, we would be putting the integrity of our school in jeopardy. So I agree with you. Why is it that we're not hearing what happened to that particular college admissions person? What happened to them? What happened to the $15,000? Do they have to pay that back? There's so many unanswered questions here. One thing that we all can agree on, when green is involved, all colors come together. And that's how I feel about this particular situation.
Well, talking about green, we gotta switch the subject because the dude really kind of made me mad with going off on my black sisters. I just don't like that. I don't understand what's wrong.
Oh, thank you. You like my
brothers.
nails? Thank you.
But we're going to switch it a little bit. There's an undocumented man who cooperated in the case against Jamaican kingpin, excuse me,
Ross Clyde,
Christopher Duddas Coke. And
Pussy.
Yeah, Pussy Clyde.
Oil.
So now what's happening is, and his case was today, his hearing was today, so I don't know if they're going to send him back or not. But him and his lawyer was saying that they cannot send him back to Jamaica because if they do, as soon as he get off the plane, he's a dead man. Now, if anybody knows anything about Christopher, he is one of the biggest drug lords, if not the biggest drug lord of Jamaica. The United States been trying to get him for a long time. So far, the informant was Christopher's general. They called him Cowboy, but in the court papers, they called him Sean B. So far, the general, the informant, they have killed 6 of his cousins. They've burnt down his sister's house, and they bombed his children's mother's house. And they had made his father flee the country. His father had to leave because he was next.
No, his father's dead.
Oh, his father's dead now?
Oh, his father was dead before America even got him.
Well, his father was able to leave the country.
No.
His father
however it was a fucked up death. However they killed his
Oh,
father.
so they did get his father down then. Damn.
No. You're not listening.
Okay.
His father died before he even took power. He was still young, so I don't know where the father's.
No, I'm talking about the informant's father.
Oh, okay. I thought you
Yeah,
said-
not the drug lord.
Okay,
The informant. That's why you kind of confused me. The informant's father got the fuck out of Dodge, cause he was next. So right now, anybody that's associated with him, far as friends and or family, they are tearing their asses up. Now the problem that I have is, first of all, I can't respect the person that was a part of a crew, and then when shit get real,
His pops
now
got
you
burnt.
want to become
Ooh.
snitch. I can't respect that.
Me neither. You know what you were signing up for.
You know what you
damn it.
signed for. So what is funny to me now, though, and what aggravates me is,
It does what to you?
aggravates.
It aggravates.
Aggravates, agatate,
Listen,
whatever.
Man, I just hear the better you.
The better you, man.
All right, Reading Rainbow.
Yo, you know what? You a trans teacher tonight. But what gets me is, I can't respect all of these people that get into
Tyler,
this
I
gang
can't
life
with you.
or they want to be thugged out, and then when the shit hits the fan, now all of a sudden you want to tell. Where was that same energy when everything was sweet?
Keep that same energy.
Frank, yeah.
Alpo.
Yeah.
Nicky Barnes.
Yeah.
Fucked up, but all three of them niggas from Harlem.
No, yeah. And what's crazy is, it's the same thing with what's your boy name? Tekashi?
Oh, Tekashi.
Tekashi.
Oh, I got something on that, but you got one.
Go ahead, because it fits into this.
So
You know, it's like these cats get into this shit and they gang, bang, bang. And I seen something that was said about artists and everything. It said, when we was coming up, it was drug dealers that became rap artists.
Facts.
Now, today, it's rap artists getting in the game and becoming drug dealers and gangbangers. And it's just like,
Why?
like I know my lane. There's certain things that I tried in my life.
Yeah.
It wasn't my lane that was good. Now, never mind. And I was good at some things. But then as
Right.
time got older, I said, hey, man, I got to get a job. But I've been working there 17 years ever since. But you got to know your lane.
Yes, it's true.
And cats, and this is to some of you cats that I said that's still playing in the streets. You got to know the type of dude that's around you, bro.
You damn sure do.
You know a lot of these cats got bitch in them, but because they might know this person or that person, or you can get this, you risk yourself being able to be locked up and then mad when they show their true colors. I can't respect that,
Well,
bro.
like Lil
With
Wayne
Tekashi,
said.
it's different for me.
Why?
Yeah.
Because number one, he wasn't real blood.
And
Right.
they
Well,
seen the bitch in
well,
them, Uncle
hold
Rob.
on.
Well, no,
Hold on. So he wasn't blood, number one. I think he was like, whenever his career started, that's when he affiliated.
Right. Well,
Now,
right.
the shit they did to him
It's wild as hell.
is wild as fuck. So I'm snitching on them motherfuckers too.
So like,
Gang.
so in the words of Lil Wayne, okay, you're a goon, but what's a goon to a goblin?
Facts.
Right? So, speaking of Tekashi, Tekashi 6ix9ine currently testified against
Facts,
two
Tyler.
of his former gang members in a courtroom in New York City today.
And
He
business
has,
partners.
and business partner. He has been arrested since 2018 for racketeering charges. Tekashi's former manager, Kafano Shadi Jordan, was sentenced to 15 years in prison. And now check this shit out. And is a key witness.
Hello.
A key witness. Come on, somebody. Don't just talk about Tekashi now. A key witness against Harv Ellison and Al Jeremiah Nudge Mack.
Come out the bushes. They got us.
Both men are being accused of kidnapping and robbing Tekashi, even though they are trying to say it was fake and it was only for promotion of his CD, which in my opinion, I don't agree with that, because at the time when Tekashi was really out here, he didn't even need that type of fucking promotion. And you could tell by just seeing him in the interviews. They robbed him, they they were talking about gonna kill his mother. This fool out here fucking his baby mother, telling all this shit. So
he was a bitch boy from the start.
So wait a minute. This is what they are saying. They're saying that Tekashi was a non-violent member whose role was only to make money for the gang. Originally, he was facing 32 years in prison, but because of cooperation, he can be released as early as 2020. So let's get this straight here. Tekashi is not the only person cooperating, okay? Which means that they have more evidence and more shit on some of them. That's why Shotty, who was the one that was out here talking shit, stealing, like we didn't even remember all the money they were stealing from that boy. Off the rip. So you stealing my money, you pimping my baby mama out.
He was supposed to get $3 million, but they gave him $300,000.
How about that? You didn't threaten to kill my mama. You didn't rob and kidnap me. You know what I'm saying?
And one of them was fucking his baby mama.
Not one. The crew.
Oh, I didn't know.
You know what, though? No. Listen to me. This is one of Uncle Ron. You know this shit. Stop playing. What? You know this shit.
I don't know none of them niggas.
No, I'm talking about in general.
That is true, Smoke.
6ix9ine got around a bunch of gangsters, tried to do gangster shit, and niggas did gangster shit around him, and he wasn't ready for it.
Yes
and
no.
And he kept. And don't get me wrong, 6ix9ine was smart. Far as knowing how to get the internet jumping and get that money, he was smart. He was smart. Wiggity whack is corny. I bet you his baby mama sucking dick while he watching it right now. The fuck out of here. You've been running your mouth too much. I want a picture of you too. Now, 6ix9ine put himself in that position. I have no respect for him. And then you go tell? You put yourself in that position, yo.
No, we're not saying that we don't have respect for him. What I will say this about Tekashi. Tekashi understood how to get attention and to make money.
He was very smart that way. He was very smart that way.
He was smart as fuck.
He was a professional troller on a whole nother level.
And he was independent with his shit. But because the reason why he was independent was because these motherfuckers was getting the coins. And I think that as a young boy of that nature, like he always would say in his interview, I'm just a kid with colorful hair and tattoos. We used to laugh at that shit, but that's exactly what the fuck he was.
No matter how tough he was
talking.
He was
that's
still a little kid.
Wait, and that's exactly what it was. And the homeboy that everybody keep bigging up, Shotty, they saying Shotty a key fucking witness. He got 15 years, which means they had some serious shit on old boy for him to be a key witness.
And get 15 years.
And get fucking 15 years. How about that shit?
I'm only giving you 15 years, my nigga, because the shit you was doing, we just can't excuse.
So,
although we've seen people get excused for.
So we want to say Shotty was trans gangster.
Shotty was trans gangster. Tekashi was trans gangster. Okay, that's how they felt, but that may not have actually been the case. And the sad thing about it is, people take the word gang and what's happening and what's associated with it now makes it so negative. But if they were actually doing this shit the right fucking way, everybody could have been eating. They could have fucked around and had their own fucking record label.
They could have been the new. They could have been the new Death Row.
Facts.
Word.
Or some other shit.
Word. They really could have done this.
If they would have had more art, but they could have got. They was blowing up with. Listen,
word. No kind of you, right?
I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't like 6ix9ine music. I didn't like him at all.
I like some of his songs.
Get the blicky yo.
Gummy. I like the gummy. I like the gummy.
What I'm saying is, as far as listening to a whole album of him, I wasn't doing.
Oh no, I can't go for him.
Wait, you ever watch one of his videos?
Yeah, I watch a couple of them.
Yo, I'm a grown ass fucking man.
Did you see the video?
I'm looking at the video like, yo, this little nigga living his best life.
He is. It was a lot of things going on in his video.
He was having fun.
What?
That's why I say they was getting so big,
away, so you already know.
and people was fucking with everything that was happening. If they really would have been on some gang shit and had some structure, they really could have been the next bad boy.
Look at that.
Death Row. Right. They could have really. They would have had artists everywhere.
You can't escape ignorance.
But
that little nigga was world.
But he was worldwide.
Now look at hip hop songs 2019. He said everybody from 845 Power Kingdom, Poughkeepsie, New York.
Poughkeepsie.
Okay. No, we seen this whole Treyway 6ix9ine thing happen to some of my closest people in 2006. So let me tell you something. The game don't.
Shout out to him for even spelling Poughkeepsie. That's a hard one.
Look. You got it from the trans teacher tonight. He told you he approves this message. But
you can't escape ignorance, Tyler. You're right. I 100% agree.
Yeah, so I mean, it is what it is. You know, I think that it's unfortunate that sometimes it shows how money and greed can turn people around into such negative situations. And I personally think that yes, Tekashi was.
I love him.
Tekashi was the money man, the forefront, because first of all, when you got somebody that may want to be down, but they have a special way of thinking, then somebody saw that we could make some money off this nigga. That's what they thought. But I'm telling you.
You know what they said?
What they had said?
We can extort this nigga.
That's too.
This nigga pussy.
That's too.
And we gonna take his money. We gonna do what we gonna do. And they did it the wrong way. You know what they should have did?
We gonna make money off this nigga. We gonna extort this
Yep.
nigga.
And it's terrible. And when he realized what was happening, because again, he also must have been feeding into it. But once he realized it, he started to try to pull back.
It was too late. It was too late.
It was too late.
It was too late.
Ricky!
Yo, I really believe. yo, interview on point. You know what's crazy? Remember when at the end he started talking? I really believe he knew they was on his ass and it was time.
105 interview.
But it was too late.
Yo, it was too late.
It was too late. It was too late, man.
So you know what? I'm gonna continue to follow this too, because this is just the beginning. And then they're saying that the only thing that bothers me though, because even though I can't listen to all of his music, I liked him. I did.
Get the blicky, yo.
Yeah, you know what?
Sticky, yo.
Yeah, I'm acting like you ain't just do the shoulders, yo. That was hilarious. But you know what's crazy, man? It's. I just hope a lot of these kids learn something.
I agree with you, Tyler.
At the end of the day,
they won't.
They won't.
No.
But even if 3 or 4 do, I'm happy.
They won't.
Damn.
None of these little niggas is learning off of these fuckboys that they're
absolutely
idolizing.
not.
None of these kids are learning. They're not learning. They just idolizing the next motherfucker that's not in jail.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
All right. So now I want to move on to a topic that hits home to Jersey.
Oh yeah.
There's a situation that happened in Watchung, New Jersey, and tomorrow I'm gonna tell you where you could actually be. Just real quick, just give me 1 second. I believe that they're going to be doing something tomorrow, September 18th at 11 a.m. at 1511 Route 22 in Watchung, New Jersey. And the reason why I'm giving you this address is because of an elder named Ruby Shivers. Ruby Shivers is a 78-year-old woman who is an author as well as a professor of African American studies. She works part-time, or should I say she worked part-time at a Stein Mart. I said the word Stein, so if any of y'all know, Stein Mart. Let it register. Okay? So what happened was Miss Shivers has diabetes. She was working on a shift and her sugar got low. She went and took a candy bar so that she don't go into a diabetic coma. She ate the candy bar and she wrote a note for the management to say, I took the candy bar, I ate it. Before her shift was over, she paid $2 for this candy bar. 4 days later, the manager came to her and said that corporate asked that she be fired because they considered what she did stealing.
Borrowing.
She paid for it.
The same day.
Right. Now, Ms. Shivers has been employed by Stein Mart for about 1.5 years, and she is a pillar of her community. So there's a big outrage going on right now because there's a couple of other supermarkets and stores that have this same concept. I actually have a friend that was actually let go over a 50-cent soda from a supermarket. So I understand how real this is. But my thing with them is, why the fuck would she be that beat over a $2 candy bar and she paid for this shit? And it has something to do with her health. So tomorrow they're going to go out to Watchung, New Jersey. and they're going to, I think it starts at about 11 a.m. Again, it's at 1511 Route 22 in Watchung, New Jersey. People are going to go out there and they are going to speak out against Steinmart. But I'm going to tell you something. I like the concept of letting Steinmart know that, you know what, that was some bullshit. Just like the Black Panthers let your ass know. You ain't selling the motherfucking thing up in this motherfucker.
But you know what,
until you make
Angie?
shit right.
They can go up there, right?
That's right.
They can go up there tomorrow. And people might not like what I'm
No,
say.
Tyler, she didn't do it. She didn't do that.
I'm not listening to him.
All right.
Fuck Tyler.
Okay.
No disrespect, Tyler.
We love you, Tyler.
Man, fuck Tyler.
Tomorrow.
Yo, suck my dick.
No disrespect. They can go up there tomorrow 1,000 strong. But what we have to understand that, and I'm not even going to say the store name because I don't want them to get no more publicity.
That's right.
But when they get up there, thank you. The neighborhood that store is in is not the store of our people. And the people that live in that neighborhood. What you want to say? I didn't see it. Hold on. Oh yeah. My baby, my baby be rocking, yo. And unfortunately, the people in that neighborhood don't give a fuck and don't care about her and or know her or the things that she did. And they're going to keep shopping there, and we're not going to be able to affect that neighborhood. And I respect and I love the thought, and I love what people are going to do, but unfortunately, they're going to waste their time.
But you know what? Since we're not going to give them that shout out and give them no more clout, I'm going to say her name, Ruby Shivers. Google her. Look up about her. Learn about her. I mean, even if this is just for something for us to have as far as information, that's an elder that has given back to the community. She has educated the community. Okay?
And you know
over
what?
a fucking candy bar.
Tyler, I do know. I know Watchung. I got to go through Watchung to go to my brother and sister-in-law. Let me tell you something. You think you a lawyer and you think that man love you so much. Ride through Watchung with your seatbelt off.
Ooh.
Have your windows tinted. Matter of fact, have your volume. Yeah, have your volume over 5.
What the hell has that got to do with the cost of tea in China, Muhammad?
So you're not gonna play, but it's crazy to me that you can be in a store and work there for a year and they know your character, and you buy you take a candy bar and you eat it. I can go into the supermarket and start eating food. As long as I go to that counter.
You didn't walk out the door.
I didn't walk out that store. As long as I go to the counter and pay for that food, it's not stealing. That lady even had enough class.
She wrote a note.
To write a note and still paid for it. And it's sad because when it's all said and done, I would love to talk to the manager. And if the manager kept it 100, he been wanting to get rid of her motherfucking ass anyway.
Well, this is funny because Marquise put, that's my baby mama cousin on her daddy's side, 3rd generation.
Yeah.
I had to say that. But again, Google this lady, Ruby Shivers. And you know what? You're absolutely right. But you know what we have that the kids use that we don't use enough? The power of social media. If people go up there and they Google this lady and they talk about this, then maybe we could get something out there about her.
Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Word.
Wait.
Yo, talk about, do you see
KFC?
KFC came out for, and I told y'all my
Somebody
dumb ass
getting high up there.
but KFC came out with a donut and chicken sandwich.
Shivers can use that fucking promo that
Yeah.
we was giving that fucking
Exactly.
Popeye's chicken.
Yeah.
She could use it. But I'm not going to lie. And I saw something about KFC. I don't know if somebody's grandchild or somebody on that board be getting high. Because they had the chicken sandwich that had the Cheetos on it. Now they got a goddamn chicken sandwich between donuts. Now, I don't know. And if anybody watches the Boondocks.
Yeah!
Get the fuck out.
Dog, they got a KFC chicken sandwich between a glazed donut.
Who's eating that?
A crackhead.
The crackhead would separate them and eat
Yo,
the chicken
dog.
and eat the
Well, maybe
donut.
they would.
Dog.
What the
I mean, but I'm telling you, I don't know who comes up with their.
Cheetos?
They had a Cheetos chicken sandwich.
Yep.
Spicy Cheetos?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Racist as fuck.
Yes.
And then now
You know what they say? Come on down here and get your watermelon and Cheetos chicken sandwich, you good goddamn motherfuckers.
If if anybody watched the cartoon called The Boondocks. Okay, I love The Boondocks. They had Grandpa open a restaurant that was owned by Caucasian people.
The Itis.
And he made a burger called the Luther. The Luther was between two donuts, glazed with onions, dripped in honey, and drizzled in mayonnaise. The motherfuckers was eating that shit, and they was falling out in the bed. The neighborhood turned fucked up.
See, you just said it and went right by it. See, you didn't see it, did you?
No.
These motherfuckers had beds in the restaurant because they knew when you finished eating,
he was going to sleep.
You didn't eat at a table. You ate in the bed.
You ate in the bed at the restaurant.
Now I gotta look this up.
Yeah, you get no.
Called the Itis.
It's called the Itis. Now the killer part was once they were serving the neighborhood this food, the actual neighborhood started getting brought down. Like it was crime.
After lunch.
Right, it was crime. People were going crazy. But the fucked up part about this very episode, ladies and gentlemen, was the motherfucker that owned the Itis did all of this bullshit so he could buy the park across the street. And he couldn't get because the neighborhood was too good and the people were not going to let him get it. So all he did was fuck the neighborhood up and bought his goddamn park.
Message.
How about that?
But look, man, we gonna go ahead and end it, and you see the shit.
Okay.
So I just want to say I'm going to change my thing a little bit, and I want to say sometimes in life we make decisions, but when you make them decisions, you can't expect people to stand behind you and take care of the decisions that you made. You got to stand up, pull your pants up, and make sure you take care of the things that you chose to do. And I just want everybody to know sometimes in life we make decisions, man. But when you make them, stand behind them motherfuckers and stand strong. You can't depend on nobody else.
And if you a midget, don't stand behind somebody in the elevator.
No.
We like it.
And what people need to understand is that sometimes in life we go through things. But always remember, a midget smells things differently on an elevator.
Angie. All right. So I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in. We appreciate y'all so much. And I know that y'all see that subscribe button. I know you see that like, comment, and shit and share. So don't forget, 2 Oxtails and an Empanada, 15 minutes of Fame Radio. And also don't forget, if you are looking to change your life and start a career, you need to hit your girl up. Okay, we are at National Career Institute. We are located in East Orange and Jersey City. We have medical programs. We have trade, plumbing and construction, electrical and HVAC. And we also have programs where you can earn your diploma and your trade at the same time.
And if you don't want to go through them trades and you have a fat ass and some nice tits and you just want to shake your ass, come on now.
Right, we need Bernie Mac there for that.
Yo, man, thank you everybody for tuning in, man. Angie, you already know the shit. Uncle Rob, much respect. 15 minutes of Frame. We thank you, man. We love you, man. And yo, we gonna start having the rappers back on the scene. I just gotta I'm not even gonna do that, man. But some of these rappers are represented by their mother, man. It's really hard, man, what I'm going through, man. Y'all have a good night, man. Peace, love, and blessings, man. We out, man.